Hey, this is Matthew, and I'm doing another video. This video is going to be what I plan this YouTube channel for. I'm going to go over a game that I played. Um, I ended up, actually, you know what, I'm not going to give a spoiler. Um, I'm just going to jump right into it. He played e4. I planned to go into the French, um, and the French just sort of, yeah, the French just played into this variation right here. He played this B3 pawn pawn just in preparation for my queen coming to B6. So he was ahead of the game, and it worked out pretty good for him. I wasn't able to attack that pawn, that B2 pawn. Um, and it worked out. So when I bring my queen out there, I was attacking this one, and if he wouldn't have moved that pawn, then I could attack this pawn right here. But he didn't. He moved that pawn up. So the game just sort of developed. Um, from this position, I was planning on castling queenside, and I eventually do just because of a little bit of pressure on my king side later in the game. Uh, so right now I can castle queenside, but I decided to go on with the game a little further. So he's preparing to castle kingside, and then I bring this my knight out to h6, um, just to um, get his bishop away from the action. See, if he were to capture, then I would recapture, and then I would be free to take this pawn right here, and I would gain a pawn up. But then I would have doubled the pawns on the h file. And it's never a good idea to have doubled h pawns, um, or any kind of doubled pawns. Um, but he didn't do that. He decided to go with this a4 move. So I just move my knight into the game closer, and I'm attacking this d4 and this e3 square, um, threatening his bishop. But instead of that, he just threatens my queen. So I just retreat it. There's no real danger. And I suppose from this position, he could have just captured this pawn, uh, and then moved his bishop. Um, After I captured, then he could have just gone for an exchange, but he decided to castle, and so I captured his bishop, and I was happy to get one of his bishops, so now he does not have a bishop pair. So he recaptured. I moved this pawn up just so when I castled queenside, I wouldn't have any pressure um, along this a file. I just didn't want that to happen. So now he brought his bishop to d3, uh, just attacking my king side. As you can see, my pawns are sort of protecting this diagonal for his bishop. So he really has no squares to go for his bishop unless he like pushes a pawn up or something. But from here, I just move my knight to b4, and he moved his knight. They just gave me a bishop. So now he has no bishops, and he brought his queen out. Pressure is starting to build around this e7 pawn, and I start to notice that. So I try to meander my way out of it. And as you can see, I still have this knight. If we go back one move, he could have captured. It would have been a better move. He made a mistake. But instead he moved his queen out, just threatening this pawn right here. So what I was able to do, I had no squares for my knight to go to. Um, so what I decided to do, I just took this pawn, and this just delayed his queen coming crashing down to this f7 square because my knight is protecting it. So first he has to capture the knight, which he does. And then I recapture with my queen because if you look at it from this position, actually from this position, if his queen were to come down here, uh, if his queen were to go down there, then I could just move my king over, and then he has no other checks that he can play on me. Uh, so that was what I was thinking when I brought my queen there. Um, I'm also attacking this rook right here. So he decided to capture the f7 pawn with his knight. And I just captured his rook, and then he captured my rook, and then I castled. Um, and as you can see, I have sort of not the best of king safety with pawns. I sort of have more of a bishop safety and a castle or a rook. Um, so my pawns are a little overextended, I believe, but as you can see, they're pretty de well defended. He has this diagonal for his queen, and my queen is sort of trapped. It is also attacking this pawn right here, but it is sort of trapped. I can't move to this square, which I would like, just to attack this pawn. So for his next move, he just moved his knight back, attacking my rook, and I moved it out of the way. And he brought his queen down here, um, possibly going for knight to e5, and then attacking this bishop. And then once I attacked it, he could bring and um, attack this rook, and that would be bad for me. But I really didn't care about that move because I could just move my bishop out of that attacking squares for his knight, and then he captured this pawn right here, which was an okay move. Uh, it wasn't necessarily bad, but um, I just moved my queen over because it really wasn't in the action. It had no. It could have moved to this square right here, but this square and this square and that square, the diagonals weren't very good. Um, so I moved it to this square, potentially going for this uh, e2 pawn or e2 square. Uh, so that's what I had in mind when I played a6 to a7 to b6, a6 to b6, and then he moved his knight. He's attacking this bishop with his rook. He's attacking this bishop. Now I can't not get my bishop out of there. So I decided to move my queen to e1, e2, and threaten this check right here. But he doesn't. He moved his knight to g7. Oh, g6. Um, attacking that. But I just captured check. He moved over, and then I moved my queen back, just attacking this rook right here. Because if he were to come down and take, then I could just checkmate him with my queen. And then his only option would be move his rook back, and then I capture his rook checkmate. So now this rook is confined, um, is unprotected. So he just moves it over. I develop my bishop to a square that is not being attacked by his knight. He captured this pawn right here. Um, I captured this pawn. He moved his knight. I captured his knight. He captured my bishop. Captured my queen. Actually, you know what? I want to go over move right here. The reason I took this knight is because I know it would be an open game, but there's really no. I suppose I could move this bishop out, but um, I just decided to go for it. At this point, I'm sort of running low on time, so he captures, I capture, he moves his knight, and from right here, I have a very large group of pawns on the queen side of the board, um, and I was very low on time, like I am in the video right now. So I should have gone for the queen trade, but I was low on time and I didn't have options. He can take this pawn, and that's why I moved this. I moved this pawn up so he couldn't take this pawn, but then he moved his rook over. I moved up. As I said, I'm very low on time in this game right now. He moved up. I blocked. He moved his knight. I pushed up again. And at this point, he could probably just take with his queen, but he missed it also. Um, he moved his rook over. As I said, I'm just very low on time. He captured. I moved over. He took my pawn. I moved up. He checked. I captured. He captured. He moved his knight. I moved. He moved. I attacked. He checked. I checked. And that's the end. It was just I would have won if it wasn't for time. Oh,